10 little Indian boys went out to dine. One choked his little self, and then there were 9. That chilling rhyme, it really sets the stage for Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. Masterpiece of suspense. It really keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Oh, absolutely. And it's one of Christie's most popular works, and for good reason, I think. The premise itself is captivating. 10 strangers, each harboring a dark secret, are lured to this secluded island, under false pretenses, of course.
It's so true. And before we dive into the heart of this whole mystery thing, let me just quickly remind you to subscribe to our bookshelf channel. We have more deep dives into captivating literature like this. So picture this, okay? A luxurious house. It's perched on this rugged island, totally cut off from the mainland, by this vast expanse of the sea. This isolated setting almost becomes a character itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A silent witness to the unfolding drama.
Yeah, I see that. And the story unfolds as our 10 unsuspecting guests, they arrive on Indian Island, drawn by a unique invitation, tailored to their desires or vulnerabilities, if you will.
Right, we meet Justice Wargrave. He's the retired judge. And his invitation hints at a reunion with an old friend. And then there's Vera Claythorne, the young secretary. She's looking for a peaceful escape by the sea.
Oh, yeah. And we can't forget Philip Lombard. He's that enigmatic adventurer, enticed by the promise of a lucrative job. And a whiff of danger, too, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As they settle in, the guests are introduced to this eerie nursery rhyme. It's about 10 little Indians, and each verse depicts a gruesome death.
It's crazy, right? Little do they know that this seemingly innocent rhyme, it foreshadows the horrors that await them.
It really does. The first death, it strikes swiftly and unexpectedly. Anthony Marston, that brash young playboy, chokes to death. Just after taking a sip of his drink, the guests, they're left stunned and suspicious suicide. Or is there something more sinister at play?
Right, it's what's going on here? And as if the sudden death wasn't enough, a mysterious voice accuses each guest of a past crime, a hidden transgression they thought was buried forever.
Oh, totally. Like Dr. Armstrong is accused of causing a patient's death during surgery, and Emily Brent, that rigid spinster, of driving a young maid to suicide.
These accusations, they're so precise and personal, leaving the guests reeling in shock and guilt. They thought their secrets were safe, but someone knows the truth, and they're clearly not afraid to use it against them.
Yeah, no kidding. And the tension, it just ratchets up as the deaths start to mirror the chilling verses of the nursery rhyme. Mrs. Rogers is found dead in her sleep, fulfilling the line, "One overslept himself." Then General MacArthur is found dead on the beach, echoing, "One said he'd stay there."
It's like a macabre puzzle box. Each death, another piece falling into place. The guests are trapped, isolated, and hunted by an unseen enemy who seems to be playing a deadly game with their lives.
It's so true, and what's so brilliant about Christie's writing is how she masterfully builds the suspense, slowly stripping away the guests' composure as they realize they're trapped in a real-life nightmare.
They become increasingly suspicious of one another, their fear and paranoia fueled by the island's isolation. And the growing body count Bloor, the ex-detective, he accuses Lombard of bringing a revolver, demanding an explanation, while Vera sows seeds of doubt about the seemingly innocent Mr. Rogers.
It's crazy how these accusations and suspicions, driven by desperation and fear, they reveal the cracks in their facades, exposing the vulnerabilities that lie beneath their carefully constructed personas.
And just when you think things can't get any worse, the seemingly most reliable guest, Mr. Justice Wargrave, he's found dead. He's dressed in his judicial robes, shot through the head, seemingly by his own hand.
This shocking twist, it throws everything into question. Wargrave, the epitome of reason and authority, is gone. If he could succumb to this deadly game, what hope is there for the rest of them?
It's a brilliant move by Christie, shaking the reader's confidence and leaving us wondering who we can trust, if anyone, in this increasingly unsettling scenario.
So we're back. And as we kind of dig deeper into this whole mystery, the remaining guests are totally reeling from the apparent suicide of Justice Wargrave. He seemed like the most unlikely suspect, like a pillar of reason in this spiraling chaos.
Totally. It's such a masterstroke by Agatha Christie, shaking our assumptions and just plunging us further into this abyss of uncertainty.
Right. And his death, it leaves this void, not just as in terms of the investigation, but also in the psychological landscape of the island. Who can they trust now?
Exactly. And let's not forget Vera Claythorne. The last woman standing, can you imagine? The weight of the murders coupled with those chilling accusations, it pushes her further into the state of isolation and paranoia.
Oh, totally. Christie paints such a vivid picture of Vera's unraveling. She's hearing whispers, seeing shadows, doubting her own sanity. We, the readers, were drawn into her tormented psyche, experiencing that suffocating grip of fear alongside her.
It's so unsettling, and it makes you wonder, how would you react in that kind of situation? Surrounded by death, isolated with a target on your back? It's terrifying.
Yeah, no kidding. and that pressure cooker of the island. It just intensifies, amplifying their fears and suspicions. And remember, these guests aren't just battling an unknown killer. They're battling their own inner demons, the ghosts of their pasts.
Right. It's this fascinating exploration of human psychology under duress. The veneer of civility cracks, revealing the raw, primal instincts lurking beneath.
Precisely. And then, bam, comes the climax. Vera, at the brink of collapse, she discovers a noose. It's hanging in her room, a meticulously prepared trap designed to exploit her deepest fear.
It's such a chilling scene, masterfully crafted to evoke a sense of dread and inevitability. You can almost feel the weight of despair closing in on her, pushing her towards this, predetermined fate.
Oh, I know. And remember those haunting final lines from her diary. He went and hanged himself, and then there were none. It's a confession, a surrender to those overwhelming forces that have just consumed her.
It's heartbreaking, and yet there's another twist waiting for us, isn't there?
Indeed. A manuscript is found. It's in a bottle, a confession from beyond the grave. And the author, none other than Justice Wargrave.
It's mind-blowing, turning our assumptions upside down. The man we thought was a victim, he was the mastermind behind this entire charade. But why? What drove him to such extremes?
Well, Wargrave's confession, it lays bare a chilling motive, a twisted sense of justice. He believed he was above the law, a righteous avenger, tasked with punishing those who had escaped conventional justice.
So he decided to become judge, jury, and executioner, meticulously orchestrating their demise on that isolated island. It's crazy.
Exactly. He selected individuals who, in his eyes, were guilty of crimes that couldn't be proven in a court of law. He took it upon himself to deliver his own brand of justice.
It's a chilling reminder that the line between justice and vengeance can be so blurry, especially when driven by personal conviction and a God complex.
And the fact that he managed to pull it off, to vanish without a trace, it adds another layer of unsettling brilliance to the story.
Yeah, it's a chilling thought, isn't it? This meticulously planned, almost theatrical execution of justice, orchestrated by seemingly upstanding judge. It makes you question everything, about the characters and even the very nature of truth itself.
Oh, for sure. And it really speaks to Christie's incredible skill as a writer. She doesn't just give us a whodunit. She crafts this complex psychological puzzle that forces us to confront these uncomfortable truths about human nature, about the darkness that can lurk beneath even the most polished surfaces, right?
Right. And Wargrave's confession, it's delivered posthumously through that message in a bottle. It adds another layer of complexity to the whole thing. He wants us to understand his actions, to see him not as a cold-blooded killer, but as this dispenser of righteous justice.
Yeah, it's fascinating, almost like Shakespearean, This desire to control the narrative even after death. He yearns for validation, to be seen as a hero, even in the face of such monstrous acts.
It's like he's playing God, right? Deciding who deserves to live and who deserves to die. And he wants us, the readers, to be both his judge and his jury.
Exactly, yeah. But Christie doesn't make it easy for us. She leaves us wrestling with the moral implications, questioning whether Wargrave's actions were justified, or simply the product of a twisted mind.
And then ambiguity, that's what makes "and then there were none" so compelling. It's not a story with easy answers or clear-cut heroes and villains. It's a study in shades of gray, where justice and revenge intertwine, leaving us to ponder the nature of guilt, punishment, and the very essence of morality.
It really is. It's a story that lingers long after you've turned that final page.
Yeah.
You find yourself questioning the characters, their motivations, and even your own judgments.
Totally. Did any of the guests truly deserve their fate? Was Wargrave a monster or a misguided crusader? These are questions that Christie invites us to ponder, sparking discussions and debates that extend far beyond the book.
I agree. And that's the mark of truly great literature, isn't it? The ability to spark conversation, to challenge our perspectives, and to leave us with more questions than answers.
Well said. So, as we conclude our deep dive into "And Then There Were None," I'm curious, what are your takeaways? What resonated with you most in this chilling tale of justice and retribution? Did you find yourself sympathizing with Wargrave and his twisted sense of morality? Or were you horrified by his cold-blooded actions?
We would love to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our Bookshelf channel for more deep dives into captivating literature. Until next time, happy reading.